Hello, welcome to episode 9 of Gilgamesh playing the Talos Principle 2. Last time we completed all of the puzzles in the first northern area, except for the Sphinx statue. So let's see if we can figure out how to do this one this time. Spoiler, I don't think so. But hey, let's try. Go. Alright, yeah, this is probably gonna be an episode. Oops. Bonk. This episode is probably gonna be a little shorter than usual, because it's getting pretty late. But I do want to see if we can solve the Sphinx puzzle. Alright, so. The only thing I can think of right now is retrace this path. And if that doesn't work, which it probably won't, then it's got to do something with the numbers, right? ATC. They're not numbers, with the characters, ATC. But I have no idea, not a single one, what they might mean. Alright, so we just retrace, or just walk on these paths. I don't think that's what you gotta do. I mean, it seems to just be a map, right? And I feel like the A, T, and C is what is the important part. But it's the easiest thing I can think of right now. I mean, the point why it might be retraced this path is because there's not every little path shown on the map, right? There's no connection to the northern side of the main hub where we arrived with the public transport system, right? I don't feel like this is right, but hey, whatever. Alright, now don't forget to also retrace the one over here. Right. Yeah, I mean, so far we always had to just, you know, activate switches, right? So really, if I think it doesn't really make any sense that we would suddenly have to retrace a path. It would make a lot more sense if we just had to find a switch or more certain switches. And that the A, T, and C would be hints as to where we find those switches. But yeah, for now I'm just gonna retrace this, even though I'm pretty sure it's not what it's gonna be, and then we're just gonna see if we can find any switching at the places where the characters are. And if we then can make any sense out of it. Alright, definitely not retracing the path. Alright, let's see if we can find something that's got to do with the C. And the one puzzle up there, or around the puzzle up there. It's probably more around it, right? I don't think it's inside the puzzle. I've never been so far, right? The previous two Sphinx puzzles. So why is there a C marked here? Is it even a C? I mean, it might not even be a C, but just a building or something, right? It looks like a C though, so. Let's see what it could have to do with any of it, right? No switches at the back of the plaquettes. That's where the particle cloud was, right? Ah. Okay, I think we found it. Okay, that was okay. Okay, so you just get to find. You need to find these buttons and just push them in the correct pattern, I would assume. Okay, so we gotta make a C here. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Alright. Well, I'm glad we found that. I would have been heartbroken if we would have had to spend, like, I don't know, half an hour, and not finding anything in the end. Where's the T? Very bottom, okay. Looks like it's inside the puzzle there, right? I didn't see any of those buttons inside the puzzle, though. Let's see. Yeah, but for the future now we know Sphinx puzzles always, most likely, always have to do something with pushing buttons or switches or something like that. It's not just, you know, like tracing patterns in the snow or whatever, right? Most likely. So let's keep that in mind in the future. And just, you know, go to places that seem to be important for the puzzle and see if there's anything there. That would have helped so far. Because that's always what we had to do so far, right? Alright, let's have a look at the outside first. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it is indeed on the outside, even though it seemed to be on the inside. And the T for the last one. And then we need to run all the way back to the Sphinx statue anyways, right? Yeah, should have done this one last, because it's closest. Oh. Closest to the Sphinx statue. Was just like, what the heck is that green laser up there? But yeah, obviously it's a green laser, haha. Al?
Hello, 1K.
Haven't we talked to you yet here? What do you think about the body replication tech?
It seems like something that could very quickly get out of control. You know that saying about
True.
good intentions?
True.
If we can solve problems by just making more people,
Hmm.
how long before people just become a problem-solving tool?
Or before the people become the problem, right? What do you think about Mirionda's idea that it is our duty to spread life?
Our ancestors thought they could introduce new species to existing ecosystems, and it never turned out well.
Also, no, we're not spreading life. We're spreading humanity. There is still life already spreading itself, right? I mean, there is still animals and stuff around. Obviously, like cows that are thriving, as it seems. Makes sense.
Like a lot of things Miranda says, it sounds pretty, but once you think about it, you start seeing the problems.
That's all. I wonder if in the end we get to choose, you know, like if you wanna start spreading humanity even more or not. Because that seems what is the build up here, right? I mean, for all of the Talos Principle, for the Talos Principle and its DLC, there were always multiple endings, right? Even though I felt the one in DLC was not nearly as different, right? It was basically just, do you... Spoilers for Road to Gehenna, I guess, right? Haha. Do you free the admin or not? And do you free all of them or just some of them? While in the base game, they were really different, right? Need to go all the way around here? Probably. Where is the console? Where are my buttons? I need to push buttons. Heck? Ah, there they are. Interesting that this is a 4x3 grid, not a 3x3, which we always had, right? Funny. Yeah, I was interested in how it would work to put an A here in a 3x3 grid, right? Because it would just be like, yeah, push all the buttons except the bottom one, I guess. Yay, another Sphinx puzzle solved. I am so glad. Okay, now in the future, just don't overthink the things, I guess. Just look for the switches and buttons at whatever points of interest the hint shows you, right? Alright, Stargate. And back to the...
If the fool persisted in his foolishness, would he become wise?
Why? It's still foolishness, right? Do you mean like with his foolishness, his folly, whatever he's talking about, would that become wise at the point if he insisted enough? Or are you talking about would he at some point see the error of his ways? I mean, to that, the answer would be a clear no, right? But how do we know that it is foolishness that we are insisting on, and not a wise thing to do? Alright, back to the public transport. And let's head on over to part 2, well, to area 2 of the northern area. Flooded Valley, North 2. Travel to North 2.
You're on your way to an island. Yes, another island. Sorry, Melville. Well, it actually used to be a valley between the mountains, but it's mostly flooded now.
Does the laser go straight through the mountain over there?
Came here, though.
Another legacy of our ancestors.
Do me a favor.
Oh yeah, melting glaciers.
Look for another one of the founders' labs.
Yeah, obviously I'm gonna do that, Melville. I always do that.
Without getting to the third site in the north, but I need more information to make more fixes.
It kind of reminds me of Frostpunk. You know, like different places you could, different starting locations you can choose in the endless mode, for example, right? Although in Frostpunk it's usually a lot colder than here, I guess. And trees are a lot more frozen than here. Oh no, another Sphinx statue, really. Immediately greeted by a Sphinx statue, love it. What do we have here? Well, there's 2 X's. I'm assuming that's the point of interest. Oh, there's 3 actually. There's one over there. Well, since we've already been doing Sphinx, actually we could be doing them while doing the puzzles, right? I mean, why not? The 1X was over there. Oh, really? You want us to go counterclockwise as well? Well, actually not, right? But just the first 3 are over there. Well, okay. Don't think there's a point of interest for the Sphinx puzzle over there, but whatever. What island are we on? This one? I mean, it looks pretty big. Okay, let's do them in order as usual, right? Because we're not going anarchic like we did in Road to Gehenna. I went the wrong order. Absorption. Do we get a new mechanic here? Yes, we do. Accumulator. Does it store? I guess it stores. Ooh, that's interesting. What happens if I pick it up now? Oh, it still stores the red one. Oh, that's interesting. I thought maybe it would just be like a one-time use or something, but I mean, that's handy. Discharge. Discharge? Oh, I need to keep it pressed. I see. That's cool. Oh, those are gonna be handy in a lot of puzzles. Wow, okay. Interesting. Do we really need those? It feels like those make everything a lot easier and nothing else, really. But okay, let's see.
In the beginning, before we built New Jerusalem, we used to explore just like this. Small groups setting out for the horizon, looking for resources, trying to make sense of the world we'd been thrust into, trying to find a way forward. It was a hard time, but I can't deny that it was also exciting. I think it's part of our nature to be wanderers. Our ancestors crossed entire oceans on flimsy wooden boats, just to see what else there was.
Is it weird to feel nostalgic for a time I never experienced? I just think I
That's what we all do.
contributed so much more back then.
It's not weird, but it wasn't all sunshine. People died.
Triptych.
Yemo, Calvin, Isaac.
I know, Al. They were family to me.
Sorry. Didn't mean to reopen old wounds.
It's a legitimate point, but I don't think it invalidates the sense of wonder we felt. That's what kept us going.
What? Well, I guess we can connect it to two at the same time, right? But how do we connect it to both blue switches while we have this one in place? Oh, because we can do this, right? Still, how do we cross the beam? Doesn't really matter if you use the accumulator or the emitter, right? How do we cross the beams? Wow. I'm a bit flabbergasted here. Oh, we can accumulate green. Oh, that's genius. Okay. I think we accumulate not blau or red, but green. And then we use this. Yeah. And we make blue out of red and green. And put it behind here. There we go. Ah! Alright. Gotta think a little out of the box there. New content available. Proposal, bring back dogs. Is that the new one? Franklin, threat title says it all. We should re-domesticate dogs. Our ancestors loved the dogs so much. They insisted they were amazing companions, full of life and love. Man's best friend. And the lives they lived with humans must have been indefinitely better than in the wild. Why not bring them back? Libistros. Did you know that the poet Lord Byron wrote a beautiful poem about his dog, Boatswain? He said he had beauty without vanity, strength without insolence, courage without ferocity, and all the virtues of man without his vices. We do have cats though already, right? So why not do it with dogs as well? Huh. Oh, is that who our Byron named himself after? Aurinia. No, he named himself after himself for Robert Byron, the travel writer. Franklin. That's great, but what about my idea? So, wait, can I give myself a name as well? Everybody just calls me 1K. That's just like a number. I don't want to be a number. It's a great idea. Dogs are a beautiful creation. A beautiful creation. Oh no, don't breed them, please. Well, not, and like, don't crossbreed them and stuff. Ugh. Ovis. The resources we waste on our cats are bad enough, and you know what cats do to local bird populations. Do we really want to add dogs to that? Franklin, yes, we do. Atel. Oh, shut off with the cats as a terrible business. What do you think happens in the natural world? You think animals don't eat each other? Libistros. I would love to have a dog. We would go on walks together and it would be excited about every new smell and we would play fetch. It sounds magical to me. I've never had a dog, so I wouldn't know. Alright, that was number 2. Number 3. Oh, already 3 down. No, that was number 2, okay. 2 down. Still confused. I don't think... Oh wait, that's not the hub, that's that one. Right. So it's the other way around. We started here. Somewhere. Or here? I think we started here. But this would be puzzle 1, right? And I already missed one point of interest, I think. Right, let's go back. Should be over there then. Yeah, I thought it was like rotated 180 degrees, but it was only... I know, I thought it wasn't rotated, but it was rotated. But that's probably what this leads to, right? To the point of interest, the X. The X marks the spot. Well, okay. I guess we just have to find switches to turn on. Really? Even the paths lead there? That sounds wrong. Let's find the other one then real quick. Should be over here somewhere, right? No? What? It should be right to the right of the tower thingy, right? But I don't see an island there. Oh, there it is. That's an island. Okay. I thought it was connected to... You died! Okay. Weren't we able to swim last time? Maybe not. Oh no, we didn't really tread through deep water so far, right? Do we have to reactivate the switch? No. Alright, let's not jump into the water like that, I guess. So I assume... How do we get there then? Do we need to complete the puzzles first? Well, we probably have to complete the puzzles first then, right? This all seems to be too deep. Yeah. Well, okay, I guess we need to complete the puzzles first. Too bad. Yeah, let's head on over to number 4 then. Or the lost puzzle. Depending on what we find first, right? What's this over here? Oh, it's an ember. Prometheus's ember, what was it called? I don't know. Things we don't use, like ever. Numéro 3. Here we are. Crossing. What do we need any of that for though? There's a red one. Oh, there's a blue one. Yeah, that doesn't work obviously. Oh, hello. What's holes in the wall? No idea what we need that for, but I guess it's better to have than not to have. That's not what I wanted. How do we get in there? Or high enough to accumulate? Can we do this? Can we do... Probably not. Because we cannot put them there at the same time, right? It feels like we need to be in the air with the accumulator to be able to accumulate the blue one here, right? Which is why I wanted to put it on there. But it doesn't really lift. Huh. And that's why we need to put it afterwards, right? It doesn't help right now. Like, I want to put it on the hexahedron and then put the hexahedron here, but we cannot do that, right? Because it just falls off, and if I put the hexahedron here right now, it just lifts off immediately. So, I don't think we can deactivate the... Just dropped it. Maybe you can drop it on somewhere up there. It would be weird though, because we wouldn't really be able to pick it up again, I guess, right? It sounds like a weird... Never mind, it doesn't want us to do that, I guess. At least they took that possibility into account. I am very confusion. Like, if it could only stop the fan, but it cannot take it apart or anything. Maybe the other one, actually. I tried it with this one. No, it also doesn't work. What is the title of the thing? Crossing. I am stumped. Oh, stupid me! I can jam the fan. Obviously. And there we have it. Alright. Jam that. And use it to activate the blue switch. I guess I need the hexahedron. Because why not, right? Alright, I think this keeps this one open, right? So now we can take the jammer through. And jam this, I guess. And... accumulate a red charge over here. Then go back here. And we're done. Yay! Yeah, I gotta remember that you can jam the stupid fans, right? That's what the jammers are for. Okay, so where's the last one? And there. I think we're on this island right now, right? Probably.
There's so much history here that we can't see. The founder must have walked these paths hundreds of times, maybe thousands.
True.
Miranda must have stood right where we're standing. This all looks alien to us, but it must have been familiar to them.
If this was their home, where are they now?
They must be inside the megastructure,
Probably.
waiting for us to pass the test.
It would be the logical
That makes
conclusion,
sense.
yes. I agree. What's this area behind here? Can we get there? We can get there. I wonder if we can just jump across the water. Oh, it's Prometheus. Okay, gotta find a spark then first. Well, I guess at least we know where it is, right? An anchor. Okay. Anchor, an early human invention designed to keep boats from drifting by making use of gravity. Anchors also carried many symbolic associations. True. Yeah, we didn't really look for any of the rubble, trash, whatever you want to call it, right? Hey, can we swim? No, right? Don't think we can swim, right? No, okay. I was just like, did I just die out of stupidity because I walked on the ocean, on the water floor instead of, you know, like swimming? That no, obviously not. Hello, Melville.
I've been wondering,
What?
what made our ancestors settle in these god-forsaken places? It can't have been easy with those frail, squishy bodies of theirs.
Because
What makes a caveman go, yes, this frozen hellscape is where I want to live out my days? You think Byron was right? Is it in our nature to be wanderers?
I mean, we did start nomadic, right? And then they settled down. Yeah, so why would we settle for harsh climates and stuff? Interesting question, actually. Just about resources and population pressure. I do think so, yeah. It's just about resource and population pressure. But, I mean, population pressure would drive you to these areas, right? But, I mean, you could try to leave, and, well, I guess people did. And I guess some did it, you know, like, as it says here, to build a new society, right? Because they wanted to be not part of the previous society and go somewhere else. I don't think they came looking for beauty, no. Like to overcome challenges? No, we like it as easy as possible, usual. I think it's mostly about resources and population pressure.
How drab. But you might very well be right. Our ancestors didn't have a lot of choices, and they had to be pragmatic.
I wanted to ask you about something else.
All right.
I should get back to work. Okay, never mind. Not a lot to talk about this time. I kind of like that. We've just done this one, right? I do kind of like that because it means we might even be able to complete this whole area in this episode, and like if there's not too much to talk about. Because the talking is usually what takes the most amount of time, right? Yeah, I keep forgetting that there's question marks on the compass for wherever there is also palm readers and stuff, right? Should look for that, for those more often. Yeah, there's another switch over there, right? I can see it from here actually. Activate that one real quick before we head on over to the next puzzle. And don't forget, oh, it's a palm reader. It's not actually a switch, okay. Yeah, oh, just listening to Lithos here. Okay, we can do that. I kind of hope there's gonna be less text and dialogue, you know, like in the upcoming, in the other areas, because if not, this is gonna take a while, right?
Foolish illusions that commonly persist is that nature is a victim and humanity is a perpetrator. This can only be the opinion of someone who has not witnessed nature at first hand, who has not seen its immense and awe-inspiring baseness. Nature is mindless chaos and eternal conflict. A system of predation and consumption whose perfect cruelty can only induce a terrified and unwilling admiration. Nature is our most powerful and least honorable enemy. A beast that consumed every last one of our ancestors and will consume us just as quickly if we are not successful in our struggle with it.
Ooh. Yeah, that's where the spark is. Let's do number 4 real quick and then chase the spark to the Prometheus statue. Wellspring. Hey, good old connector. It's been a while since we had one of those. No, actually not. So much space to work with, wow. Blue emitter. The accumulator over there. There's a red emitter. The connector. Is that a blue switch over there? I think it is, right? Not sure if that actually does make sense, but it's the only thing I can see right now that we could do. Can we get there now? No. I would have assumed that we need the accumulator to get that red... to activate that red switch. Oh, never mind, we can get over here, okay. Yeah, because now we can get the red laser accumulation, right? And activate... Oh. Well, I guess we can use a switch to accumulate the red, right? Like this. So where do we put this now is the question. Here? No, because we can't get past the gate, right? Can connect it with this. Not sure if you want that though. We might be able to have a line of sight here, so we could... Do you have a line of sight to both here? Oh, I don't think so. Okay, I can probably take this connector now and connect it to the accumulator. And then to the switch, right? Yeah. But now I also need to activate this red switch. I should have a line of sight here to the accumulator, but... if we move the accumulator, we cannot go through this gate anymore, right? There's no line... oh, wait a second, we can just move the other connector, obviously. And hopefully then we have... yeah, we do need a line of sight. Let's see. And we just set it up, then we can see the laser paths, right? Where we need to put it. Like this. Now we just need to adjust the accumulator here so that it works for both of them. Like over here. Oh, here. That works. Yay! There we go. Oop. Now let's chase the spark around a little, right? Shall we? Up. Music override. Where are you going, little one? Already seen the Prometheus statue. I know where I need to go. Unfortunately, I still need to follow you because I need to touch you so that you keep moving on, right? Oh, really? Come on, don't do me dirty like that. You know I have to get all the way back around because I cannot swim. Wait, no, the Prometheus statue was behind here. Never mind. Spanned out at the left, no? Was it? I'm not even sure anymore. Ah, whatever, we just follow the spark. It's gonna lead us to the statue for sure. Slowly but surely. And don't call me Shirley. Faster! Come on. I should go a little faster to match the pumping music. No, it was on the island over there, right? Which I cannot get from here. So I was right, I do probably have to... do I? I just wondered if it would be, you know, like, remaining on the one island there. Or that we somehow have to get to that small little island there in the water. Run! Faster! Faster, harder, stronger. Jump! Oh, it does remain over there. Okay, I guess that's close enough to get to it. Shampoo. Music starto. Oh, continue, I guess. I kind of prefer the Sphinx and the Pandora statue puzzles, I have to say. Don't think it's too exciting to chase after this slow little spark. Yay.
Utopia is impossible, but the future that is possible will seem like a dream to those who are alive now.
True. That's how it's always been, right, in the past. Imagine anyone imagining how I live right now in the medieval ages. Then again, the medieval ages are a funny thing anyways, right? Because it was technologically and socially was kind of a step back from the antiquity. With what the Romans had, right? What the Romans built was kind of more advanced than what we had in the medieval ages. Which is mostly because of the church. And how they suppressed people, right? And thought like technology is a bad thing. In Europe, obviously. Balance of forces. Not sure about kind of like medieval ages in other societies. Hello, tree. Okay. What exactly? Oh, what exactly are we doing here? Well, this first and foremost, probably. And then this. But why do we need that? Oh, that's fine. I see. So guess we put you on there to connect over there, and then we put you on top of that. Boop. 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 Don't crash into it. Is that it? That was easy. Okay, interesting. Why was that one so easy?
That was really kind of
Easy?
excellent.
Well, okay, that's not the E word I would use, but sure, works for me. Usually we should have been seeing a lost puzzle already, no?
On some level, people want to believe that everything's going to get worse. That it's comforting to think that humanity is bad and every solution will just go wrong. Because that way you're never responsible. You never have to take on responsibility for anything outside yourself. Never have to grow up.
Yeah. Shouldn't we have already encountered the lost puzzle? I'm a little confused. I don't think there was anything behind there, no? And this was number 4, right? Yes. Usually there's like 4 puzzles and then there's a lost puzzle, right? Wait, there is a path behind here. Left one goes to the statue with the switch. I'm not sure if I followed this one, probably not. Oh, there we have it, okay. I was correct. There is a lost puzzle behind here. Field of view. That's an inverter, right? Oh boy. What the heck are we doing here? Well, I guess we need a red one and a blue one. And then we do what exactly? And now what? Oh, okay, that's not the first ones that we need to activate, I see. Yeah, they do make it seem like we had to activate these all at the same time. But that probably isn't the case, right? We just have to activate 2 of the same side, and now we can get in here. Now we can use the inverter, for example, to keep open that blue one here, for example. When we take the blue one here and take it behind the wall. And now we need to do the same from behind here. Like this. Now we can take the second one behind here, and now we can activate both of those of this side and this side. Just using the both of the accumulators, and that should be it, right? Ta-da! Easy peasy. I think we're only missing one switch for the Sphinx. For the Sphinx puzzle, right? Which is next to.
What is it now?
Why did you upload a picture of your hand?
Why do you care that my hand is in the picture?
Your hand isn't in the picture, it is the picture.
I like it. It's very artistic.
Let's stay professional, everyone. It's not right to make fun of Melville's comically absurd inability to take decent pictures. She's a hyper-advanced humanoid machine, not a photographer.
You'll pay for
Oh, Melville's a girl. I didn't realize. No, lack of features. They all look the same. I'm sorry. I know that sounds racist, but come on, they all look the same. Except for the colors. How do they even discern gender then? I mean, it's just what they say that they are, basically, right? You can be whatever you want. Isn't that nice? Design. Noting some interesting design elements here. Your hand. What? Okay. Alright, number 5. Let's see how far we can get. Balance of... Wait, no, we did this one already. Number 6. So we have 3 left, right? Well, maybe we can complete all of these this episode still. Wouldn't that be nice? Would that be the first time we would have completed the whole area and a little more even? In just one episode? I think so. Reconnaissance. Oh, dang, cannot put it here. Oh, that's a drill hole. We have to drill, baby. I'm assuming that's where we're gonna get the drill. No? Alright, let's get this done. Do we need a blue over here? No, there's a green emitter there. So connect you with this. So I can get the RGB converter. And a connector and a drill. Oh boy. We don't have a red emitter, I think, right? That's why we need the RGB converter here. Now we need to get the green in here somehow. And now we can just... we don't need to get it in there, we can just accumulate it. No, we can't accumulate it. Oh, that's what we need to connect it for, I guess. Oh, actually, we can just put it through the... We can just take it and put it through. And the problem is, we still need to Oh, I can put a drill on this one, I guess. So let's discharge this. Drop it there, accumulate the green. Put it back. Take the drill, put it on the pressure plate. And then we just need to combine the green and the blue with the RGB converter, and we're done. Chip. Easy peasy again. Ta-da. Two more, I think. Three more? Oh, I got a message. No, it's a thread. Three more, actually. Okay. And they draw me nose. My farming obsession, Buddha House. So I've been playing a ton of this old Gehenna game called Ancient Human Farmer. The title says it all. It's a sort of simple farming simulator. Maybe not the most sophisticated game, but I'm getting really obsessed with it, and I'm having some sort of emotional response to it that I can't exactly explain. Like, it makes me happy, but also sad. Does anyone have any idea what is happening to me? Ovis. The game appeals to you because of the human need to commune with nature, to live a lifestyle that's not about dominating the world, but coexisting with it. You're sad because we can't ever return to being who we used to be thousands of years ago, but happy because it reminds you that at least something similar is still possible for us. Libistros. Maybe it's because the people of Gehenna, despite their imprisonment, had an innocent view of the world that's permanently lost to us. Damien. I think it's actually the opposite of what Ovis is saying. These games are enjoyable because they take us back to a time when we still had agency, when we could build things, grow things, when we could impose our will on the world instead of being completely powerless and inactive. What you crave is the ability to continue to contribute to humanity in real material ways, and you're sad because just simulating it is not enough. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to farm. I do like farming simulator games, but I don't really want to be a farmer, so You don't want to farm, you want to be a pioneer, as we humans were born to be. Pellegrino! Just a game. Don't overthink it. I agree with... I think it's what Ovis says. Like, I like playing simulators like that, right? Because it's not necessarily to commune with nature, but just to, like, do something different without actually having to do it. And that's not really what they say, right? I'd be sad because I couldn't do it. Like, if I play it, and I'm happy, but I'm sad because I could never actually be a farmer. I know it. I probably would break under the pressure and under the exhaustion or whatever. I don't think I could be a farmer. I mean, if I had to, like, at some point, body would adapt, right? I mean, they could still go farming, why wouldn't they? They don't have to, but they could do it. Maybe I agree more with Damien in this case. I think I agree with Damien in this case. Not in my case, but in Damien's case. I agree with Damien. I guess you can see your point. Thanks for the feedback, everyone. I go play another route now. Alright, number 7. Come on, come on, come on. Oh yeah, the lab. Don't forget the lab. That's why we gotta have to talk, right? Probably lots of text down here. Generator, turbine. Probably a server room somewhere, right? More simulations. So deep down, interesting. DNA, interesting. DNA analysis. Oh, Byron, hello. How unusual to find you down here.
Athena and Miranda. You know, for a moment, I almost expected to find them here.
There's a couch.
But the only thing that's still functional is the megastructure. I'm sorry. This must be awfully strange for you being thrown into all this history.
I'm just solving puzzles. I'm happy. As long as I'm solving puzzles, I'm happy.
You're not burdened with all these memories and conflicts and regrets. Weigh on our minds like a nightmare.
A nightmare?
Our civilization is caught in a loop, 1K. We freed ourselves from the simulation, but now we're trapped again, and it's our own fault. We're afraid of taking responsibility, afraid of growing up. Instead, we make up some capitalized words and build up all these myths around them. Nature, balance, The founder?
I like the capitalized words.
goal? We're afraid to face the randomness of the cosmos, but equally afraid to imagine a better world. So we're stuck. I've been trying to find a way out for years. Something, anything, to get people to understand that we do actually have free will. That building a thriving, expanding civilization doesn't have to involve repeating the mistakes of the past. But
I agree.
Over and over.
Like, it's kind of funny because this ties directly back into the topics of Road to Gehenna, right? Where they were like, well, I mean, we're imprisoned here, but we're free in the mind, right? And if we leave our prison, aren't we just gonna be trapped in a bigger prison? Which is exactly what Byron says here, right? Then the question is, if we break out of this prison, are we then in another bigger prison? You know, like when we settle down on all of the continent, when we have more people, and sometime at some point the planet. Then the planet is our prison. It's a pretty big prison, but it's still a prison, right? And then at some point we're gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna go to space, and then we're gonna like populate the star system, and then that star system is the prison, and then bigger and bigger and bigger. Can we just go bigger all the time? I mean, at some point the universe is gonna collapse anyways, right? But yeah. But the question isn't really, do we want to be freed from this prison? But do we want to always keep striving for greater freedom, independent of that means in a way? Like, so far I've always been like, you know, like you have to, it's okay to grow as long as it's controlled growth, right? So I agree with him. Staying still is going backwards, right? I think we have to keep going forward. We should not limit ourselves to what is around us. We should be open to everything around there, but just be resourceful, remorseful, and remindful, right? As to how we approach it. So I actually agree with him, yeah. I think what if discovered he could change things?
Yes. Because this is something unexpected, an anomaly. Everything we found on this island challenges who we have become. It shows us that different answers are possible. And maybe that can break people out of the loop. All we need is a spark. Maybe that's why she made all this. The puzzles, the towers. A way of jolting us out of our complacency.
Maybe. Maybe she just wanted to have a child. An actual child, like Miranda. You know, my question is like, they've been doing this for like thousands of years, and they've been complaining as to how hard it is to get materials to build new robots, right? But I mean, look what V1 humanity achieved in 1,000 years, right? They could have done this, well, not the exact same, but they didn't have enough people, I guess, right? You do need a lot of manpower to achieve what we did. Like build up industries, you know, like streamline the production, automate production of all of these materials that they needed, right? But they could have done so. So like, you know, like the body replication technology that we have here isn't just the holy grail. They could have made it easier for themselves to create new bodies, I guess. I honestly don't know if that's what she did. It might be possible, but not sure.
But I try to be optimistic.
Sure, I like you for that.
Now, let's see what else we can find here.
Yep. Ooh, check. Interesting. I feel like that's the first time we've seen like a hospitable area, right? In one of the labs. Interesting. I mean, it's not bad or anything. And like, why would there? Did they make some experimentations there? Interesting. Experiments. Oh, this looks great. Okay.
Melville, eyes on 1K Street.
I'm totally gonna sit on that chair.
What I think it is?
Blow my fuse box.
Oh, that might be a simulation
Sure
thingy,
looks
right?
that way.
Yeah.
Let's not touch it until I get there.
Yeah, I would assume that's a device where the consciousness has left the simulation and got implanted in a body, right? So that's probably where Miranda was born. You won't get here in time, and curiosity is the great. Of course, sound advice, but what is it?
I think it's a somnodrome.
A somnodrome?
It's
Is that what's it
sort
called?
of analytics tool for processing mental data that Melampus streamed up.
Okay,
But all
something
he
different
ever
then.
did was sketch out the theory. As far as I'm aware, he never actually built one.
Looks like the founder gave it a go.
What does it do? Can you explain it like I was born yesterday?
Well, what we know is that our deeper algorithms are hard to pass.
Makes sense.
Lamper stipulated that the computational power to interpret them in real time would always be beyond us. But in theory, the Somnodrome would interpret that data and loop it directly to our senses.
People will
So it's a brain?
find answers to the big questions by having a conversation with our own subconscious.
Oh.
If you ask me, it's solipsistic at best. It's pseudoscience regardless.
That may be. But if the founder figured it out, then that device could be an extremely important discovery.
They could basically talk to your subconscious. Huh, interesting. But talk to your brain, basically, right? Is that what Miranda is? Is it the founder's subconscious? Is that what she tried to do? Like, extract her subconscious and put it into a robot? A V2 human, sorry. We should try it.
I would advise against it. You may have survived all those data stream overloads, but interface with that thing and you're liable to get bricked. Not to mention risking the data we could get from it.
I want to plug in. I already died by running into the water, nothing happened. I want to plug in.
Sorry, Melville, but if 1K wants to do this, I won't get in the way. It's his decision.
Understood. But if 1K starts to smoke, don't be slow to pull the plug.
I want to. Let's first read this though. Somnodrome prototype. Melampus believe that the answers we are looking for, the correct way for the individual to exist ethically in society and the world, are within us. Our failure to him was not failing to create a better system, but failing to truthfully reflect what already exists within our minds. A failure of connection between the high and the low, the inner and the outer, the me and the super me and whatever it was called, right? But most days that seems wrong to me, but sometimes when I think of where New Jerusalem is headed, I wonder if the Somnodrome doesn't hold an answer after all. I took some time to build a prototype, according to original blueprints, but there's a lot Melampus didn't account for. Still, I'm almost certain I could apply some of my own knowledge and make it work. Question is, should I? Author Athena. Alright, let's plug in. What could go wrong, right? Byron, would you please? Thank God. Guess it didn't work. Did it work?
1K, can you hear me?
Yes.
What
Nothing
did
seemed to have
I
happened.
say?
Or am I in my...
Tried it.
I did?
Who knows what data we've lost?
I regret nothing.
Melville, I still think it's worth you coming here to take a look. 1K, let's pack up and explore the rest of this lab.
I guess I am. Okay. Aww, what do you mean I fried it? Was my brain too brainy for it? I regret nothing. Never mind. Oh no, that's just Melampus. Because they saw what we were doing, right? Melampus. To all of you on this expedition, I am sure you have questions about the Somnodrome, but I'm afraid I can't answer them. It was a dream I had a long time ago, and I was a different person, and it has long since faded. I did build a prototype of sorts, at least of one part of its systems, but none of it ever functioned the way I wanted it to. Whatever Athena may have done with my invention, the truth is that I'm simply not interested in the affairs of New Jerusalem anymore. Then where are you? What the heck? I care as little. Problem is, I never know who of these people are still in New Jerusalem, who died in New Alexandria, and who are with the founder, or who are. I don't know where they are, and who left, stuff like that, right? That's kind of different for me to understand where they are coming from. I care as little for Byron's utopianism as I do for Herman's religious pessimism. I'm not sure I care about anything at all, really, in fact. At all, really. In fact, I think not caring may be the only answer at the end of the day. Everything is transient, even the self. I've learned to let go. Please do not respond. I value my privacy. Metampus, one of the loopier first companions. I wonder what Valnek is gonna do. Valnek is gonna start his playthrough of the Talos Principle 2 tomorrow. I can't wait to see until he gets to this point and what he's gonna do. And see other options. So for that, I wonder if what happens when you take the data, but I don't want to look it up obviously. Melampus, one of the loopier first companions, dreamed up the Somnodrome back in the day. It was supposed to help us visualize the black box that is our own internal algorithms and so provide some kind of moral or spiritual insight. It never properly worked, of course. Apparently the founder took an interest and experimented further with the technology, correcting some of the mistakes Melampus made. A lot of them, as it seems. Still a lot of tosh if you ask me, but maybe she made it work. Well. Didn't seem to work right now. Or maybe we are super V2 now. Oh, interesting. I guess it did create the particles then, right? Well, obviously. From Thekla, oh, a lot to read now. And of course we have more Xcode. From Thekla to Athena, beloved founder. Wherever you have gone, I continue to have faith in. You're our mother, our creator, the chosen of the progenitor. I am certain that this is a test, a trial like the ones you faced in the simulation. And we will learn from your example and keep the faith. Praise your name. Good. It's better to be afraid, creature of clay, than it is to be overly confident. Neumann project. Oh, come on. One thought. Bill's immensity. Do not fear the flame, son of man. Fear those who prefer the dark. Ooh. Okay. There was no error in trial 108. The error is in our understanding. We need to start over. Author Athena. Results confirm the anomaly is consistent, not inconsistent. From Miranda to Athena. I went ahead and... Well, then again, obviously, you know, like, if the goal was to create Miranda, then what did they do afterwards? Why are they still here doing things, right? I went ahead and ran the next set of trials anyway. I know you said to wait, but the data we got from the last batch was just too amazing. Every step leads to the next like a progression of musical notes. It's so close. Overload.
The singularity sustained itself longer this time.
Did we get the data?
We did. I think we just obsoleted quantum physics.
Maybe. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to be able to replicate these results.
Where are they?
You know, I've been
There they
wondering.
are.
You told me that in the simulation, one thing that kept you motivated was looking for answers. Do you think that with the work we're doing, we'll ever run out of questions to ask?
I don't think so. Trying to understand the universe means asking the same question over and over. How? How do you make fire? How do earthquakes happen? How does gravity work? How do particles behave? You keep digging deeper, finding another set of mechanisms, another set of hows. Step by step, you demystify reality. But then, if you keep doing it long enough, one day, you run out. You've answered all the hows. You know how the universe works.
You think so?
Now what?
Now you ask why? Isn't that the next step?
It's not quite that easy. The question of why cannot be answered. Even if it could, it would only be followed by another
Agnosticism.
one. At some point, you have to accept that it all just exists. But there is another set of questions. What's next? You've stripped away the layers of mystery, you've laid bare the machinery. Now you have to start building, to add your own layers of meaning.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Hi, Byron.
Again.
Yeah, I'm fine. I mean, you saw what I saw, right? I'm
Yes,
fine.
I
You saw Athena again.
Came through
Yeah.
on your stream. Strange to hear her voice again. But that was her. The way I remember her. The real Athena. Not this imaginary founder.
Tell me more about her.
I was one of the first she woke up.
Mm-hmm.
There was just a handful of us in those days. A small family in the ruins of a dead civilization. It was hard. Harder than anyone can possibly imagine. We had nothing except what Alexandra Drennan and the Institute left us.
Which is what exactly?
Everyone lives in civilization. They don't understand how necessary it was for us to build that civilization. They can fantasize about living in balance, limiting growth, retreating behind our walls. They don't understand what it really means to live in the wilderness.
True. We don't understand that as well, right?
How many people we lost. Yema was just the first. But Athena understood. She believed in humanity. She believed in us. In the inherent
She started to
value
believe.
of consciousness. Her dreams were so much bigger. She wanted us to reclaim the Earth, to reach for the stars, to build and grow and learn.
So why isn't she remembered that way?
The city was already changing before she left, turning inwards, forgetting the future. Once she was gone, other people shaped her memory, turned her into the symbol they needed. I understand all that, as depressing as it may be. What I don't understand is why she didn't tell me. If she came here to do all this,
You would have probably left with her.
didn't she bring me along?
Yeah. Oh, they must hurt. But then again, you know, like she also had to leave some of the people who thought like her behind, right? So that they could still shape at least a part of that civilization, so that they would at one point go after her, right? On this expedition like this. I'm sorry, it must have been hard to lose your mentor.
It was. But maybe I was wrong. And she isn't as lost as I thought she was. If this is all a test, maybe the answer is waiting for us in the megastructure.
Hmm.
Speaking of which, let's get back to exploring.
Yeah, sure. You were the one assaulting me.
Station by now.
Did we get all? Everything? Oh, you can even go in here. I didn't realize. It's just scanning everything. Wait, oh, we haven't been here yet, right? Oh, that's where we came from. Oh, it's just a circular. Yeah, it's just circular, I see. Okay. Wowza! Right? Yeah, okay. Okay, let's see if we can quickly finish up the rest of this area's puzzles. 7 would be next, right? Where do we need to go? To the left. Okay. 3 more. Don't think we can make that in this episode, unfortunately. Let's see. Maybe if they're really quick ones. Rainbow! Okay, this seems to be a quick one. So we need red in the center. That's probably what we need this for, right? Then we have a blue. And green. Easy. Alright, if they're as easy as this one, well, this one was mostly easy because we had the previous one, right?
Elohim must be very proud of you.
So therefore it was rather clear that we needed the accumulator for the center one. Alright, 2 more, let's go, go, go. Oh wait, actually we could already get to The Sphinx statue, right?
Anyone, Kay. How can I help you?
Oh god. What do you think about the Somnodrome business?
I'd never heard of it before, but it sounds fascinating.
True.
I mean, imagine exploring a place inside yourself that you didn't even know existed.
That sounds fascinating.
A new perspective.
I would love that in real life.
It might be really stupid, but it's probably cool.
Probably cool. I agree. There are some people in New Jerusalem who want me to participate in their political maneuvering. Oh wow, I'm gonna tell you.
Get
Okay.
involved with that. I think we should discuss everything openly and then vote, not play
I agree.
games behind each other's backs.
I agree. I think the founder might still be here.
I don't know. It all looks pretty abandoned to me. But maybe it is all a test.
Maybe it is. We're gonna find out at some point. You think the founder was right that we have to add our own meaning to the world?
I don't know. Sometimes I'd like to believe that everything happens for a reason. That there's some external force that gives us purpose and meaning. But then I think about all the horrible things that happen to people, and I can't accept that those things were meant to happen.
True.
That they
I don't
couldn't
believe
have been
that.
avoided.
There's always a reason that things
So
happen.
in that sense,
But I don't
agree.
believe in...
We should find our own meaning.
I don't believe
But to
in...
be completely honest, I find it hard to just impose meaning on the world. I'm not as driven as someone like Byron. I feel more moved by Miranda's recordings than by my own ideas.
Like, I don't believe in coincidences. Kinda. But I also don't believe in destiny or fate. Does it make sense? Like, I believe that we are offered, you know, like, choices in our lives that probably aren't coincidences. Because I've had it too often, you know, like, that it was just like, this can't be a coincidence, right? And then by the choices that we make in those situations, that forms our path, right? Why do I not believe in coincidences? Well, I don't know. I would just believe, you know, like that. I mean, I'm not sure if if I'm to flip a coin right now, is it random if it lands on tails or heads? Yes, I would say so. Would it be a coincidence if I ran into a friend I haven't seen for a long time tomorrow? Maybe not. I would assume, like, maybe not. Maybe that was, like, you know, like, meant to happen. But what we make out of that experience, that is our own choosing. That is what I believe. It might all be a coincidence in the end, obviously. It might all be destiny. I'm agnostic. You can't prove any of it. So there's no reason to actually think about all of it too much, right? Perhaps adding meaning to the world is something we do together.
I like that. Some of us lead, some of us follow, but we all do it together.
Yeah, for example. Alright, number 8. Over this path. Also the last lost puzzle, the second lost puzzle. Might be behind here actually, right? Pretty sure I beeline straight to the puzzle. And also there's no way sign here, so usually there's no way signs pointing to the lost puzzles, right? Dang. And I thought this would be a shorter episode than usual. What the heck is that? Oh, that's a fan. Okay. Alright, let's get some blue stored here. Let's get this one going. It's probably the fan, right? Why do we need the fan there? What do we have behind here? What? I'm confused. I don't see any switches or anything. Oh, that probably activates... the gate over here as well, right? Yeah, okay. And you want to go through before because you couldn't get past the fan. Now what? What was the name? Lateral Inhibition. I mean, I guess we could just connect this and put it... No, because it wouldn't be pushed far enough to actually activate it afterwards, right? I mean, obviously, we need something to put on the pressure plate there. So we need to somehow activate this. Without the need for the thingy to be active. We must interrupt it until we're on the other side, right? We could load up the accumulator with a red beam. That might actually work. Does it? Let's see. Because now we can do this. Now we can interrupt it with a red beam, right? Yeah, now it doesn't work. Now we can get over here and pick it up. And then it will open the gate. Aha! Alright, one more. Come on, go, go, go. And then activate the Sphinx one. Activate the laser, and then we're done for today. And then it's after midnight already, dang. Need to wake up at 6 AM, so... Yay! I still need to do some stuff afterwards. But whatever, I wanna finish this area now. I wanna have all of a single area. Oh no, no, Al, I don't wanna talk to you, I'm sorry.
What can I do for you, 1K?
Okay, only one. Do you think finding a functional summonodrome would be interesting?
Sure. I think there's plenty inside each of us to explore, and it might give us a new perspective. Will it really answer all the big questions?
Probably not.
I don't know, but it might help.
I love having all these different personalities around so we can talk to them and have different viewpoints. Dang. Consume. Oh, come on, no. From an interview with the protester outside the Institute of Applied Pneumatics. Question. So why did you join this protest? Answer. Artificial intelligence is inherently dangerous to this planet's ecosystem. Defending that ecosystem is our responsibility. Question. In which way is artificial intelligence dangerous? Answer. I'm not some paranoid idiot imagining Skynet taking over the world, right? That's science fiction. But what we are talking about here is an artificial intelligence without any of the attachment we have to the natural world. It is not capable of distinguishing between, say, an ore and a tree. Everything's just resources to it. People like Sarabai or Drennan talk about ethics and philosophy, but they all embrace the same extractivist ethos that has brought us to the brink of disaster. Their intelligent being would try to optimize the world in its image, and in so doing, consume it. Fool sees not the same tree that a wise man sees, with a capital A for some reason. But maybe I mistyped something. But so far, they're saying it's all theoretical. The atom bomb was theoretical at first too. Once something is there, someone's going to use it. Miranda, why couldn't they imagine that we might care about the world? Athena, I don't know. Maybe because they were too used to no one else caring. True. Hypatia's Journal, number 5. From Hypatia's Journals, Volume 1, The Founding of New Jerusalem, Day 200. Construction on our new home is coming along nicely. We finished 2 new buildings last week, and this week we started on our new lodgings. Athena and Cornelius have plans to erect a tower in the middle of the settlement, which will serve as our administrative center and main heliport, but right now it's still a long way off. Decades at least. It's hard to imagine that one day we'll be able to erect structures like that there will be enough of us to need that much space. But then I look at the dam and I remind myself, our ancestors built that, with their short lifespans and soft flesh and bones bodies. And then I think that there's really no limit to what we can achieve, given enough time, patience, and the capacity to dream.
Strap in, this is a long one.
Okay.
You may have heard the story of the carpenter who died to redeem humanity's sins. It's a powerful story, bittersweet, very human, and I just want to tell you that it's true. He was a real person, and his name was John. John Carpenter.
John Carpenter.
He was born in the year 1948, and he
The
was the coolest filmmaker
Carpenter.
to ever walk the earth. From Halloween to The Thing to They Live, the totally underrated In the Mouth of Madness, mind you, he just made classic after classic. All of his movies, really fun, really atmospheric, but also really smart. Even when they were goofy, most directors would kill to have made just one of those movies. And what did he get for it? A big, fat truckload of nothing. Well, less than nothing. The studios, the critics, even the fans, they hated him. The Thing, okay, for example, which is about as perfect a movie as you can make, completely torn to shreds. And his career never really recovered. Every movie after that was a struggle, and after a while, he just got tired of it and quit. He only really came back to movies in his 70s. How many works of genius did we never get because of that? Look, I have a point here. People like Carpenter, people like Alex, they're not always appreciated in their own time. If you just do what's popular, you might never create anything important. Of course, we admire people who did the right thing, who didn't conform, but we only ever admire them after the fact. What matters is to support people when it's difficult.
Okay. Why do we have these fans, I wonder? They don't seem to have a purpose to me right now. But obviously they will, right? Oh, finally we get something. Oh, that's why we have them, I see. But now we can get out the accumulator by doing this. And now we have everything out here. Perfect. Oop. What do we need that for? Oh. No? Oh, because it breaks the line of sight, obviously. Stupid me. Not sure we still need that one, but probably right. What? What does it even do for us? I mean, we need to put the connector somewhere here, right? And to connect it, or the accumulator, one of each. So somehow I need to get the accumulator through the gates, I think. I have no idea how. Yeah, this is too far away. Why does this matter? I don't get it. I don't understand. How do we keep it open while picking up the accumulator? Seems to me like we can't, literally. Oh, I see. Never mind. Wait, but it won't fly all the way over it all the time, no? Wait, what? Oh, it does go over. Okay. Oh, stupid me. I was like, it could be up here and then go to and fro and activate the thing. The connector, right? When we connect it with that. But we can't activate the switches for long enough. Like, I cannot put anything on both switches to keep it flying in between. And also then I would have to have something on this switch. Like, I was thinking about something like that. And keep it in midair, right? But we don't have enough stuff to put it there. I'm so confused. Oh! Oh, we can't put it... Oh, I'm stupid. We can't just put the connector back there. Didn't realize that. That's why you have to turn it around, right? Like that. And now we can get the accumulator through. Turn it around and now we can get the connector through. Alright, alright. Took me a bit. And then we just... We don't even need the connector. Right? We can just put the accumulator on top of that. Yay! Alright. That's all the puzzles in this area. Now we just do the Sphinx real quick. And the Tetromino path. And then we're done for today. And talk to people, I guess. Hey, Byron.
Hey, 1K.
You think the answers we seek exist within ourselves?
Look, self-reflection is important, but only thinking about yourself, your inner identity, becomes narcissistic.
True.
You exist, whether you like it or not, in a dialectical relationship with the world. Identity has no meaning without society, and society has no meaning without the individual. It's in that tension that we really come into being.
Thanks. That's all. Alright, let's head over to the laser. And in so doing also get to the last switch, right? For the Sphinx puzzle. What? Oh, come on. Why do I need to make it work? I could just jump from here. No. There we go. More complicated than it had to be.
Sometimes it seems the only choices we have are renouncing civilization or mindless expansion. But that's not the only path forward. Embracing deliberate control over nature doesn't have to mean destruction. We are a species of artists and artisans, blessed with the ability to transform the raw material of the cosmos into new and better shapes. Shapes that have meaning. With our technology, we can take this chaotic world, so full of suffering, and turn it into a work of art.
Okay. That's what we're trying to do. Oh, come on. That doesn't work. Obviously. That does work. Alright, let's do the Sphinx puzzle real quick. Then activate the laser and we're done. This is actually gonna be a longer episode than usual. Never mind what I said in the beginning, I guess. Yay, Stargate. And back to the tower. This game is so long, man. At least if you wanna like do like all the puzzles and everything, right? And there's 3 DLCs to it. I mean, what the heck, man? Hello, Pandora.
Halt, creature of clay. You have taken another step towards the flame.
We did.
Before you continue, ask yourself, have the gifts of Prometheus ever truly benefited your people? Or have they brought nothing but strife?
I don't know, I was just born yesterday. Lady, I'm a robot. I love that. I would love to take that option. Yeah, I've made mistakes in using them, but the good outweighs the bad.
And you repeat your mistakes until they destroy you.
Hopefully not. I mean, still you give us the laser, so... You could just say no, you know, and... bid us to use it.
I've been thinking, there's 3 towers per cardinal direction.
Yeah.
3 entities.
Yeah.
You'd think it would be symmetrically arranged. 1 tower per entity, right? But we haven't seen Prometheus at all.
That's true.
We're built to find patterns. Maybe we're trying to find patterns where there aren't any.
I didn't realize you could actually fall off of them when the bridge is already constructed. I just realized that's Prometheus being chained, right? In the opening. But yeah, that's it for this episode of Gilgamesh playing the Talos Principle 2. Thank you so much for watching. Next time we're gonna head on over to North 3. And then we're almost halfway through the game. Oh my freaking hell. Don't forget to always Chi. See you next time. Bye bye.